Reddit by Reddit recap. Redditors who have met a former crush years later. How did it turn out? Hadn't seen her in 15 years. Ran into each other online. Decided to meet up for dinner. Married now for 5 years and 1 kid. He always said, I want to be a cop. I'll never be a duck in firefighter. Firefighters up. Cops are the real men. He became an army firefighter. But instead of being humbled, he's still a total D. We talked every day in high school for 3 years. 20 years later she didn't remember me. We started a small thing when we were around 17 years old. Didn't work out cause she was spoiled and I was pretty heartless. Fast forward a few relationships for us both, 11 years of growth, and she came back into my life a few months ago. We're dating and life is pretty good now, couldn't ask for anything more. Sometimes it's the right person but the wrong time. I'm sorta currently going through something like this. Dated 2 years ago. She went through a rough patch and I was young and stupid, so she slammed the door on me. We added each other to Facebook and met recently. It was outstanding. We had really great time and went to her place. I don't know where it goes from now. Gotta be patient and receptive, I guess. Super. We originally met my freshman year of high school. His senior year. 3 years later, we met again. I still had a crush. We became really good friends. Then started dating after I graduated. We are now married and have been for over 2 years. She works at a supermarket near me. I said hi one time and have since avoided using it because I'm not the best with repeated social interaction. Edit. Thanks for all the helpful tips guys. But I avoid her because I don't want to do the hey what's up, how you doing fake an interest in their life interaction. Really, I'm all good socially mostly. Last time I saw her when I was 12. I was 35 when I did some research on the internet and found her. I sent her a letter saying hi and was curious on how she was doing. Gave my email address and cell phone number. 3 weeks went by and get a message through Facebook from her saying, I'm fine. Married with twin boys. Don't contact me again. 6 months go by and my parents get a phone call from a guy saying he's her ex-husband and wanted to talk to me. I call him from a friend's cell phone. He tells me that she's in a marriage with an extremely controlling husband and I should be careful. I thank him for letting me know and hang up. I've stayed away ever since. Will likely be buried forever, but what the hell. Had a crush on this girl in grade school. First, second. Playdates, video games, action figures. Life was good. Bought her a present at her 5 and 10 because I thought she'd like it. It was a ring. She was ultra embarrassed and ran off. My parents still have not let me forget that. She changed schools. For other reasons. That next year. Fast forward 14 years. Graduated from undergrad. Working for a company in my hometown and working on getting accepted to medical school. Out for drinks one night with friends and who should come by but her? Beautiful. Great taste in music. Smiles at my jokes. Smitten. Fast forward several more years. Gave her a ring again. She did not run away. Happily married several years. I liked her when we were 15 but she wasn't nice to me. I ran into her when we were 23 and she looked so old I didn't recognize her. When she realized I didn't recognize her, she began to cry and ran to the bathroom. Never saw her again. Update. Thanks for all the questions. I had rather sad answers to most of you. We definitely weren't at Taco Bell, aka the Aphrodite of fast foods. I'm confident she wasn't a faceless man who was accidentally named by her friend. It seems that the girls I was chasing in high school, if I see them now it's like, I don't see what the big deal was. And then the girls I wasn't chasing, but in retrospect should have been, are all insanely gorgeous, funny, smart. If I had a time machine I'd go back and punch 15-year-old me right in the beanbag. Saw her at the 10-year HS reunion. She was a bit heavier than she'd been in HS, but still attractive. She was there with her Ivy League fiance. These two facts combined to change my mindset from I wanna bang my HS crush at our reunion to oh well, never mind. At one point, we were being recognized for something. and with all eyes on us, she leaned over and said, "I remember what a crush you had on me. You wanted me bad." First, I couldn't really react, given the immediate circumstances. Second, I didn't detect any kind of Taco Bell type invitation in what she'd said. Sorry. In fact, it almost seemed like she was just lording it over me. I mean, she was there with her fiance, who we determined in previous small talk she loved and who was awesome. For some reason, it really pissed me off. I just gave her a blank look, shrugged, and walked away. To this day, I wish I'd had some kind of witty comeback, but that's about my only regret. Haven't seen her since, but I hope she's happy, and blah, blah, blah. Ran into my high school crush because we were both on the same plane and seated across the aisle from each other. She's a lesbian now. Her last name is very close to mine, so throughout high school our lockers were together or we'd have seats in class next to each other. She was a cheerleader, incredibly hot and also a cool person. We were friends but nothing close. I ran into her 4 years later. She dropped out of college and is waiting tables now, but she got even hotter. Still a really nice girl though. Edit. Sorry to disappoint guys, but no oral at Taco Bell was involved. People keep asking if I asked her out and no I didn't. I've had a girlfriend for over 2 years. No, we didn't hook up at a Taco Bell either. We've been dating nearly a year. He was my sister's best friend and I crushed on him from 2nd grade to 10th. I am high-fiving the hell out of my childhood self now. Most amazing relationship I've ever had. Had a crush on this really pretty girl that was in my study hall, and I always tried to steal glances and check her out and all that, but I would never have dared to ask her out. Anyway, about a year ago I got a text from a number I didn't know, and started talking to them. Surprise surprise, it was her. She told me she used to write poems about me in study hall. It hasn't gone any further than that, but we do Snapchat and catch up occasionally. Tried to pull an ultimatum on me in high school. Do this or we're over. I called her bluff and that's how our relationship ended. 10ish years later we're both single and I visit her on a lark. Turns out she's sleeping with a divorced man and trying to get him to abandon his wife and daughter. Yeah, also her apartment was absolutely filthy. I mean, I'm no prize, but I've tried to ruin exactly 0 families. Found out she was fat and unattractive. Then I realized I was too. Had a crush on her all through freshman and sophomore year. She kissed me at the end of sophomore year. I failed to reciprocate. Basically ran away from her. Extreme social anxiety. I switched schools after disappearing for the summer. Not because of the kiss, but when school started again I walked to her school every day for half of the year in hopes of having the balls to make a move. Saw her each day. Failed each day. She obviously got tired of waiting. Ended up with another guy. I gave up. Come end of senior year she shows up at my school to see some guy. Saw me. Literally jumped into my arms and forced her phone number on me. Together 7 years come November. I proposed to her around a week ago. Edit. For those who have asked, she said yes. Though the proposal was more of a discussion of the ring I am trying to have made for her. Social awkwardness FTW. Let's see. Met her when I was 13. We totally crushed. Fast forward to when we're both 23. She has a kid from a previous marriage, but it didn't bother me. Got married. She cheated. Tried to take me for child support for her daughter. 2 out of 10 would not recommend. She didn't get child support. Did she? He did say tried. She did try. She failed. There were a lot of factors outside of court that helped her decide it would be easier to move on and not try to ruin my life more than she had. Went out for drinks. Still fixated on her, was given a chance, got wasted and embarrassed myself by spending so much of the night talking about how much my younger self liked her, extolling her virtues like it was years ago, mentioned how crazy and awesome it was that I was finally getting my chance. It was sad as I didn't realize how bad I'd acted up until I sobered up, woke up and immediately knew I would not be given a second opportunity. Saw her reactions and responses from the previous night with a sober eye. Realize the massive amount of I'm going to be polite, but I've made a mistake that was continuously written across her face. Embarrassing as Best comment of the day. My dad married his high school sweetheart, stepmom, when I was 2. I didn't remember that much, but I remember him saying he had a crush on my stepmom when he was a freshman, and she was a junior. They both dated until my stepmom graduated from high school. Both of them decided to break it off because they couldn't handle long distance relationship. 7 years later my dad dated my BO mom for 3 years in college and later had me, but BO mom died from childbirth. Dad was heartbroken, and after 2.5 years of mourning he reconnected with his ex from high school through Facebook. Find out she was still single and never have been in a relationship ever since her breakup with dad. Fast forward 12 years later, both of them got married, had 3 kids together. Younger twins Mikhail and Makila, 9, and our youngest Gwendolyn, 5. Great family, great life. I call stepmom mom because she raised me with care, love and kindness. Same goes to my other siblings whom I have all a close relationship with. Love my family with all my heart. And if you're reading this, mom, thank you for raising me. Even if I didn't come from you, you were and still the only loving mother I knew and love. And I couldn't ask for more, so thank you. Love you always.